Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for Coffee and Card at Home. So this is week 3 of our month using the Alphabest bundle, which uses the Alphabest stamp set and then the little punch that goes with it. So today we are making a card using the numbers. So the last couple of weeks we've used letters. Today we're going to focus mainly on the number side of things. So you can see on the set that all of the numbers are listed there. And then we're also going to use the stars, but you could change it and use any of the other patterns or flowers or whatever there. And we're going to use a background with the numbers, which is the main focal point of the card, and then obviously this little bit on top which you can make for any number that you want to. So if you know you've got a special birthday coming up that you need a card for, then obviously you can do that. If you want to leave it blank, you could leave it blank and add that on at the end, or you could even just do it so that it doesn't have the numbers on there. So entirely up to you, it's quite flexible. So we're just going to get our card base burnished. So this is a C6 size card base, which is half of an A4 sheet of cardstock and then scored at 10.5 centimeters. So I've just burnished that fold and we can put that to the side. And then I've got a piece of basic white card which measures, I think it's slightly smaller than I usually go for my kind of mats that go on here. So this is 13.8 by 9.5. And you can see it just gives you a little bit of a bigger border. I wanted to be able to see a bit more of the colour really. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to get the numbers stamped. And you could use any colour you want. I'm going to use Night of Navy to coordinate with my Night of Navy card base. I'm going to start with the number 1, and we're just going to stamp the number 1 anywhere on the card and in any orientation. So that's what's going to make it more interesting. And then what we've got to do is we've got to do the same with all of the other numbers. So I'm just going to get number 2. So I'm doing about 3 of each number. You can always add more if you need to at the end. So next we're going with number 3. You can obviously stamp off the edge as well. Like I say, turn the orientation round, so a bit of a mixture. You could have some upside down if you want to. But we're basically creating a background with all of these numbers. So obviously it takes a little bit of time, but I think you'll agree that once it's done, it looks quite effective. So then we're on to number 6. Now number 6 obviously is just a number 9 upside down, so we're only going to do this one once. So you might want to make sure you actually do turn this one around so you can see it in both different directions. You might notice there that I've had a little accident there where it's not stamped properly. Don't worry too much because that is likely to get covered over with something anyway. So here we're on to number 7. Now we've got 8. And obviously, like I say, we've done the 9 already, and then one that I forgot to do at the start was 0. So I'm just going to do that one quickly now. So you can see by doing 3 of each number, we've actually filled the space up quite a lot. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take the stars, and I'm just going to fill those in the gaps. So I'm using Daffodil Delight, and I'm also going to use some real red as well. But you're just putting these randomly. And then I'm just going to switch to the red for a minute. I might come back to the yellow if I need more. And this just helps to give your piece a little bit more interest, really. I might just add a few more yellow ones. I've got quite a lot of red on there. I think that's probably enough, actually. Like I say, you can always come back and add some more if you feel like you want some more. So what we're going to do whilst that is now finished is we're going to get that stuck onto our card base with a bit of Tombow. Just got a little bit of a sticky end on that, so that's working better now. So just position that. So that it's in the middle and straight. And then we're just going to leave that to dry for a second and put that to the side. I'm just going to take a scrap of basic white, and I'm using this outline stamp just in Night of Navy again, and I'm going to stamp 3 of those. And then I'm going to put my numbers that I want in there. So I'm going to go with 10 because actually my children have got quite a lot of friends that are about to be 10, so that'd be quite handy. So I'm using real red for the numbers, and I'm just going to stamp 1 in there. And 0 in the other one. And then I end up with having a little bit of space on my card, which you don't necessarily have to do, because you could just move your numbers around, but if you want to, you can do. So I just put some stars in that one. Actually, I think what I am going to do is I'm going to do another one. Do this one a little different. So let's have stars in that one as well. Yeah. And then I've got a small strip here, which I'm going to bring back my Night of Navy. I'm just stamping It's Your Special Day. This actually comes from the Sweet Songbird stamp set, I thought it worked really nicely, so I'm just going to stamp it there, and then I will trim that down in a minute. Right, so I think I've done all my stamping. So now I need to punch out and trim my little bits. So we're just going to punch out the numbers and the stars. There we go. And then we're going to arrange those on here. So this time I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those there and then have the stars either side, and then It's Your Special Day underneath there. So let's stick those on. So those are stuck on with dimensionals. But you could stick them on with Tombow if you'd prefer. Or you could have some raised up and some not raised up, whichever way round you want to go. So you only need one of the large dimensionals on here. Okay, and then I'll just pop that to the side so that that's out of the way, and I'm just going to get my paper trimmer and I'm just going to trim this ever so slightly. That's a bit better. And actually I think I'm going to keep the diagonal end on these. So I'm just going to cut another one there so that it looks the same. Try and see if you can get it so that it's at a similar angle to the other one. And then this, I'm just going to stick this on with dimensionals as well. So just 3 on there. And then finally just get that positioned on there. Then I'm going to bring back my card and I'm going to decide where that bit's going. So actually, because I had that little blemish there, I think on this card I might stick it on that side. So that's the nice thing, isn't it, about handmade cards, is if you do have a little bit of an error, there is normally a way around it. So just try and use your grid lines to help you line all of that up. There we go, and that's finished. So if I bring back the other one, you can see the slight differences between the two. So obviously on this one we had 13 as our number, straight edges on our sentiment, and we popped that there just to get rid of a bit of blank space. And on this one, we decided to move it over to the other side, and I added these to either side of the number 10 and then your special day with the slanted edges. So you can really change it up. Obviously it would look so different in a different colour as well. So I hope you'll have a go at that as a nice way of using the Alphabest set in a slightly different way, using mostly the numbers. And I will see you next week for the final week using this stamp set. Then we'll be moving on to a new one for August. So if you would like to have a go at creating this card yourself, then I will pop all of the details in the comments on the YouTube video, and you'll be able to see what you need to make that. And as ever, if you want to get in touch to purchase anything, please drop me a message and I will sort out adding that onto an order for you. Have a great week, and I shall see you soon. Take care. Bye.